This brief presentation provides an overview of strategy models. Strategy models are similar to strategy maps, but differ in a few important points. Let's review them. We'll use an example from a discount airline, say Southwest Airlines or WestJet. The idea is this: we should be able to describe your organization's strategy through the four perspectives we know of from the balanced scorecard. Overall, in the private sector, organizations are chiefly concerned with achieving financial success. To do that, they need to make their customers happy. Now, to make their customers happy, they need the right internal processes and initiatives, and underpinning all of that are the foundation or the enablers. So organizations like, say, Tim Hortons, to achieve their financial success, they have to satisfy what you as a customer needs, which might be a great tasting cup of coffee, the right location, a sponsorship of Timbit Hockeys, and so forth. To do that, they need the right internal processes. Processes not only to make a great tasting cup of coffee, but to find the right location, etc. And therefore, their enablers need to make that happen. Those are things like the culture, competencies, and enabling structures. Of course, we'll go into all these details further. Now, for, let's say, a discount airline like WestJet, their overall objective might be something like owners make a difference. On the financial perspective, they might hypothesize to create financial success and operating efficiency, they need to cram more customers on fewer planes. So as a strategy model, it would look like this. Overall, to increase profitability, we need either more customers or fewer planes, or ideally both of those objectives. Now, to make that happen, they need to satisfy their customers' needs, which in this case might be addressing that targeted sector of customers who want low price and on-time arrivals. As a strategy model, it would look like this. If our flights are on time, it would tend to help us attract more passengers, or if we had the lowest ticket price. Ideally, we should be able to do all of these objectives. Now, to do that, these discount airlines are focused on an internal focus which would enable things like fast turnaround time, an operational efficiency type model. So if we had a fast airplane turnaround time on the ground, it means we could operate with fewer planes to increase profit. It also means that even if we land late, there's a greater likelihood our flights can be on time to attract more passengers. And of course, with fewer planes and faster turnaround time, we can offer a lower ticket price to attract more customers. Underpinning all of that are an education and compensation model that focuses on process redesign. So this is a strategy model. Now, where this differs from a strategy map is we now need to describe clearly our overall strategic priorities. If these objectives constitute 100% of our strategy, in a strategy model, we're going to prioritize those. So in year one, you might have had a high focus on process redesign. But by year two, we've throttled down our weighting from, say, 50% down to 15%. And now our focus of 50% has shifted up to where we should see some operational benefits for that work. Things like a faster airplane turnaround time or more on-time flights. And perhaps by year 4 or 5, we can have a higher focus on some of the financial gains. Now, it's important to note with a strategy model, as you cascade it down the organization, the objectives and weightings will change. So, for example, in this case, if we cascade from corporate down to, say, maintenance versus operations compared to, say, sales or service, each will have a slightly different strategy map that describes their contribution to the overall strategy. More importantly, the objectives will change. If we have an objective like fast ground turnaround time at the corporate level, that may cascade to something like repair by replacement for maintenance. Operations, maybe they need to cross-train everyone to compensate for sickness and so forth. Sales, they have to make sure they attract the right customers. And service, maybe they should enable self-help. These are some of the core principles behind strategy models. Over the next modules, we'll go into all of those in more detail. If you want to learn more, please join us at pm2consulting.com.